Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear viewers, we appreciate your joining us today for a new episode of The Robe Which Binds Us, ahlusunnah waljama'aah. We're still talking about a manifestation of holding into the intangible jama'ah is by following the way or the sunnah of the righteous predecessors. My brothers and sisters, I talked last episode about what we mean by the predecessors or as-salaf as-salih radiyallahu anhum wa rahimahum, and I said there is two opinions. One said it's strictly related to the Sahaba, to the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. The other opinion said whoever came after them and follow their footsteps, either to 400 Hijri or it is only the second or the third, only the two generations who came after the companions, or three generations. Anyway, regardless the time, the idea is either the Sahaba, the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, or those who follow their footsteps. And we came to a conclusion that the Sahaba, the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, are the one that we've been ordered to follow them because they are special. There are special rulings related to them. Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anh said a very beautiful statement. It can be just perfectly related to our subject today. He said, whoever among you, talking to his students from the second generation Islam, the successor, the tabi'een, wants to follow someone, he should follow the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. They used to have the purest hearts and the deepest in knowledge, and they are farthest from complications and complicities, and the closest to the guidance or to guidance of the Prophet ﷺ, the closest to the guidance of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and the best affairs manners. So they have the best affair, they have the deepest knowledge, their knowledge is not complicated and it's simple, and also they have very pure hearts. Then he said, and they are generation whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose to accompany His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam and to establish His religion. So know their status and follow their footsteps, for they were guided upon the straight path. Yes, we should know their status and we should realize their level and their important role in this religion. Once I was telling my brothers back home in Houston, I was telling them, when I came here and I saw how people migrate to Houston, and there we have immigrant people every maybe week or a month, and new faces comes to Houston every week, especially after Katrina, after people lost their homes in Louisiana. Anyway, I was telling them, I remembered what the Muhajirin and Ansar did. I remembered what Al-Ansar have offered Al-Muhajirin, half of their wealth. They offered them to come and to share with them their homes, everything, their foods, where they're living, even their businesses. And I said to myself, if we were there, do you think we'll do the same? We really should appreciate their role and respect them so much for what they have done to Islam. Anyway, here there is another questions I think it's important to comment on it. Is it a historical period or a methodology? When we talk about the way or the methodology or the way of the Salaf al-Salih or the way of the predecessors, are we talking about just a beautiful time the Muslims had? It's a historical things, just nice story we know about the first and the second, third generation Islam, or it's a methodology that they set and we should follow. Because some people today, they say that there is no way to, there is no such things called the methodology of the predecessors or the Salaf al-Salih radiyallahu anhum wa rahimahum. They said there is no such things exist like that. And unfortunately, this statement I heard a lot, but it's not true and it's not right at all. But before I will say why, I want to make one point very clear, which is when we're talking about the methodology of the early Muslim generation or the predecessors, we're talking about their methodology in general, about the Sahaba radiallahu anhum. So when I say we should follow the footsteps of the Sahaba, we follow the Sunnah of the Sahaba, I'm not talking about one individual. I'm talking about a Sahaba in large. I'm talking about the way of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what they agreed upon, what they used to believe in general, not specifically so-and-so person or so-and-so companion. That's why Imam al-Qayyim rahimahullah said, this rule regards their methodology as a group, not their single opinions. Not their single opinions. What is obligatory upon every Muslim, he said, or actually Shaykh al-Islam bin Taymiyyah rahimahullah said, what is obligatory upon every Muslim is that he does not follow one person in all matters except the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He should not follow any group in all matters except the Sahaba radiallahu anhum ardah. So, when we talk about one individual to be followed, his way will be Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When we talk about a group, it will be the Sahaba, the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's why you will not find any disagreement among the companions of the Prophet ﷺ in the matters pertaining to the fundamentals of the religion and the principle of faith. You will not find such thing exist. There might be a difference of opinions in things, but this is not related to the fundamental or the principle of faith. When the Sahaba spread out among the lands, after the conquests, the knowledge they spread can be divided into two categories. One, the methodology of understanding and practicing the religion. Second, their personal ijtihad, their personal opinion regarding some issues, some new issues, regarding fiqh issues that occurred. So they spread two things. Their opinions in some matters or new issues that occurred in that time, but in the same time they spread and they taught people the methodology of dealing with the religion, the methodology of understanding the religion, the methodology of practicing the religion, the methodology of treating the textual evidence and treating each other and treating others. Even though if some of them made a mistake, but still the idea, the methodology in general was cleared and developed to the next generation of Islam, the Tabi'een, the successors, and they did the same thing to the third and the fourth and the fifth. Some people claim that it's just an historical thing. There is no such call the way of the predecessors or the Salaf al-Salih radiallahu anhu. And this is not right, as I said earlier, because by examine this statement, by looking to the history of Islam, you will see in the beginning, from the first century in Islam, you will see the same methodology being carried from one generation to another. Because what I am afraid of, that some people think that this methodology that we talk about, at-Tawheed and as-Sunnah, and the way that we accept any authentic narration, how we accept it as source of religion, regardless it's aqidah or fiqh matter. Some people said, oh, this is just maybe Ibn Taymiyyah invented that. Oh, nobody knows about the difference between the different categories of Tawheed before, for example, Shaykh Muhammad Abdul Wahhab. They said all this has no basis in the Islam. And this is absolutely lie, this is absolutely wrong, and not true. When you look at that, the methodology of ahlusunnah waljama'aah through the history, you'll find it the same. Even though there is a difference of opinions, but the methodology in general, it was the same. In the first century Among the Tabi'een, you'll find Sa'id ibn al-Musayyib, 94 Hijri, he passed away. Al-Hasan al-Basri, 110. Hammad ibn Abi Sulaiman, 120. Al-Imam Muhammad ibn Shihab al-Zuhri, who passed away, 124. Ayyub al-Sukhtiyani, 131. You go to the second generation. You go to Abu Hanifa, 150. Al-Imam al-Awza'i from Beirut, 157. You go to Sufyan al-Thawri, 161 in Iraq. You go to Ibn al-Majashun, 164. And you go to Hammad ibn Salama, 167. You go to Al-Imam Malik, Al-Imam Hammad ibn Zayd, both die in 179. Abdullah ibn al-Mubarak, died 181. Sufyan ibn Uyayna, Mecca, Ayyub or Ibn al-Qattan, and Abdul Rahman ibn Mahdi, all of them in 198 Hijri. Yahya ibn Ma'in, Al-Imam al-Shafi'i, 204. All of them, they share the same methodology. If you look at them, you go to the third generation, Abu Ubaid al-Qasim ibn Salam, 224. You go to Nu'aym ibn Hammad, 228. You go to Ali ibn al-Madini, 234. Abu Bakr ibn Abi Shaybah, 235. Ishaq ibn Rahawiyah, 238. أيضا عثمان ibn Abi Shaybah, 239. Al-Imam Ahmad, rahimahullah, 241. Al-Bukhari, Muslim, Abu Zur'ah al-Razi, Abu Hatim al-Razi, Abu Dawud al-Sijistani, Al-Imam al-Tirmidhi, and so on. So many in this, especially in this century, there are so many of them exist in that time, around 327 to 350. Go to the fourth generation. Just an example. Al-Imam al-Tabari, Al-Imam al-Ajurri, 360. Al-Imam Abu Shaykh, 369. Ad-Daraqutni, Al-Imam who passed 385. Abdullah ibn Battal, Muhammad ibn Ishaq ibn Manda, Abu al-Qasim al-Lalaka'i, Al-Imam ibn Zamanain, who died 399. Umar al-Talamanki, Abu Umar al-Talamanki, who passed away 429. Another sort of scholars all together, they carry the same methodology. Go to the fifth century. Abu Nasr al-Sijzi, rahimahullah, 444. Abu Uthman al-Sabuni, 449. Abu Bakr and al-Khatib ibn Abd al-Barr and al-Khatib al-Baghdadi, they are on the same time, 463. Also, you go to Al-Qadi Abu Ya'la al-Farra, also the same century. Go to the 6th century. Al-Husayn ibn Mas'ud al-Baghawi, rahimahullah ta'ala, 516. Abu Bakr al-Tartushi, 520 in Andalusia. Abu al-Hasan Muhammad ibn Abd al-Malik al-Karji, أو الكرجي, 532 Hijri. Al-Imam Qawam al-Sunnah, Abu al-Qasim al-Asbahani, Abdul Qadir al-Jilani. This is all another sort of group. In the 5th century, you go to Al-Maqadisi, Abdul Ghani al-Maqdisi, Al-Muwaffaq ibn Qudama al-Maqdisi, Abu Bakr ibn Taymiyyah, and so on. Go to the 8th century as well. You will see Al-Imam Shamsuddin ibn al-Qayyim, and Al-Imam al-Dhahabi, Al-Imam Ibn Abi al-Izz al-Hanafi, Al-Imam Ibn Kathir, and so many names will come, century after another. You will see that the methodology of ahlusunnah wal-jama'aah have been reported by chain of narrators in the books of the Sunnah. Go to any books of the Sunan, like Sunan Ibn Majah, Abi Dawood, Musannaf Abdul Razzaq, Musannaf Ibn Abi Shaybah. Go to the books of tafsir like Al-Tabari, Ibn Abi Hatim, even a special book in Aqidah, like the book which is written by Al-Lalaka'i or Ibn Battah or others. It will document the methodology of Ahlus-Sunnah wal-Jama'ah, and unfortunately the time is up, and we will continue inshallah our discussion about the importance of following the footsteps of the predecessors in the next episode. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.